Dandy escapes from marriage. Chapter 44. In the past few days, two things happened. Firstly, Shen Cao's task of transcribing books was terminated. His employer decided to give up entirely and went on strike, no longer bothering with Master Zhang and the teacher, proclaiming that he wasn't cut out for studying. The cause of this event was the second thing. He needed to help his sister by managing a cosmetics shop. Ever since they saw the rouge made by Lu Shu, they thought it was a feasible plan. So, they quickly had Zhang Moyang take charge of opening the shop and hiring people, while Zhang Moshan seized the opportunity to learn how to make rouge from Lu Shu. Lu Shu didn't need to invest any capital up front and didn't have to manage the shop either, but only taking a share of the profits, a split of 3 to 7. He would be entitled to 3/10 of the profits. The initial investment wasn't much, and Lu Shu proposed that since the Zhang family had a shop in the town, they could use it first and try the waters in the town. If the feedback was good, they could open a larger shop in Huai Prefecture, where there were more customers. Zhang Moyang agreed. Since she hadn't been away from home and had no experience in doing business, she wanted to start small in their town and improve it or cut losses. On the day of the opening, it wasn't as busy as they expected, and the two brothers and sisters couldn't help feeling a little disheartened. Shen Cao, who was temporarily caught as an accountant, held the pen for half a day, and not a single word could be written. In the end, he actually started drawing. It's normal. Few people in this small town are willing to spend money on cosmetics, and our products have just been launched. Customers naturally need to be cautious, Lu Shu comforted. It's been a whole morning, and only 3 people have come, all just looking and not buying. Zhang Moyang worried, what should we do if it continues like this? It's just right for us to do more. Moyang and I haven't done much, Lu Shu thought for a moment and asked, your Zhang family mainly deals in cloth, right? Yeah. Then take this rose-scented rouge and use it as a gift for customers who were buying expensive clothes from your shop. Give them a jar each, Lu Shu said, people who can afford fancy clothes won't hesitate to buy cosmetics. Let them try it out first. Zhang Moyang's eyes lit up. Okay, I'll personally oversee this. Lu Shu turned to Zhang Moshan and suddenly smiled. Good disciple, it's time to test what you have learned. Zhang Moshan, ... I heard there's a rouge shop opening in the East Lane, offering free makeover. Is that true? Of course it's true, and it's young Miss Zhang who does the makeup. Then I must go and see. If it's really free, I'll get one done, too. Word spread quickly, and within half an hour, everyone in town knew that young Miss Zhang was offering free makeover in the East Lane, quickly crowding the alley. A table was set up outside the shop door, with several bottles of rouge and powder. Zhang Moshan only used these items to create different makeover for several people, causing exclamations of amazement. 2 young ladies were very satisfied, looking in the mirror for a long time, finally unable to resist asking which bottles of rouge she used and the price. It's just 159 yuan per jar, not expensive, just the price of a casual meal at a restaurant, not even as expensive as men's drinking money, right? Lu Shu answered beside him. Upon hearing this, everyone felt it was a good deal. Shen Cao smiled slightly, stopped drawing, and finally managed to keep accounts and collect money. The onlookers all raised their hands to ask for makeup, some waiting for the opportunity, while others witnessed how Zhang Moshan created beautiful faces for everyone. They couldn't help but exclaim in amazement. Some of them had already gone to buy the same rouge. When Zhang Moyang returned after giving away the rose rouge he brought with him earlier, he was prepared to happily make his report, but as soon as he entered the door, he heard that everything was sold out. His knees went weak, almost kneeling down. Why did it sell out so quickly? Zhang Moshan recounted the afternoon's events. She rubbed her sore wrist as she turned to Lu Shu and smiled, Master, how did I do? Very well. You truly are my good disciple. Lu Shu gave her a thumbs up, it seems the feedback is quite good. We need to quickly increase the manpower to make rouge. Okay, I'll arrange this. After Zhang Moyang finished speaking, he ran out to handle things. Ah Cao, how much did we earn today? Lu Shu turned around to find Shen Cao and absent-mindedly picked up the account book. He suddenly paused as he saw the drawing underneath. The tall figure of the youth on the drawing was shooting arrows with a bow, with his hair flying and the free-spirited youth vividly portrayed on paper. Who are you drawing? Lu Shu asked intentionally. Shen Cao looked up, smiled slightly and said, the person in front of me. Why are you drawing him? I just suddenly missed him. Lu Shu grinned, set aside the drawing, and cupped Shen Cao's face, leaning down to peck him on the cheek, smiling as they locked eyes. Can't you be affectionate at home? Zhang Moshan said expressionlessly, retracting her gaze. Come on, let's go home. Lu Shu eagerly pulled Shen Cao to leave. Zhang Moshan, ... At this moment, a woman entered quietly, wearing a veil, standing quietly for a while before whispering, is makeup application free here? Yes, would you like to try it? Zhang Moshan asked. The woman lifted her hand, slowly removing the veil and asked softly, her eyes lowered, can I do this with my face? Only then did the three see her face, fair skin, well-defined features, yet with a prominent thumb-sized birthmark on her left cheek was quite conspicuous. Well, Zhang Moshan hesitated, looking at Lu Shu. Can you handle this? Lu Shu stepped forward, scrutinizing the woman's face. She instinctively stepped back, covering her face to avoid his gaze, her eyes full of panic. Don't be afraid, he's my master, and his skills are even better than mine, Zhang Moshan reassured her. The woman seemed hesitant as her fingers clenched into fists. At this moment, another man appeared beside her, gently saying, if you're worried, let young Miss Zhang try it first. We'll wait outside. The woman nodded slowly. Shen Cao turned to Zhang Moshan and said, I'll leave this to you. She trusts you more, so just do your best and don't feel pressured. Yeah, I'll do my best, Zhang Moshan replied. The two closed the door. Lu Shu suggested, it might take a while. Let's go out for a walk. It's been a long time. Okay. By now, it was getting late, and many people had already gone home, leaving the streets quiet. Holding hands under their wide sleeves, Lu Shu touched his finger and said, when we hire someone for the shop, an accountant will be included. Then you can do what you want. Do you know what I want to do? Shen Cao asked. Aren't you always writing notes about agriculture? Lu Shu smiled. Yeah, so most of the time I might be in the village. Fortunately, I don't have the right to manage the shop, or we wouldn't be able to see each other as often in town, Lu Shu laughed, spotting a shop ahead, abruptly stopping and pulling Shen Cao inside. Shen Cao had a deep impression of this shop, which still sold his father's counterfeit paintings. The shopkeeper recognized him at a glance, mainly because his appearance was unforgettable. He smiled and asked, Sir, would you like to come back to buy Master Shen's paintings? What do you mean? Lu Shu asked Shen Cao with some confusion. Have you been here before? I came to see it before, Shen Cao said. Which painting did he see? Lu Shu asked the shopkeeper. This one, the shopkeeper pointed to one of the paintings, saying, this is Master Shen's authentic work. Each word is worth 1,000 gold. Lu Shu, how much? As soon as he heard that he was so eager to ask about the price, the shopkeeper immediately said, 500 taels. Lu Shu, 1 tael, do you want to sell it or not? Shopkeeper, are you kidding? Shen Cao, it turns out one can bargain like this? I've been enlightened. Lu Shu, if you don't sell, I'll leave. The shopkeeper didn't have any intention of keeping him and even waved to urge them to leave quickly. Lu Shu pretended to walk out of the shop door. Seeing that he had not followed, he was so angry that he itched his teeth. Is this thing really so valuable? I think the calligraphy and painting you wrote are no worse than this Master Shen's. Can I sell them for 1,000 taels? Small works of calligraphy and painting are not worth a lot, Shen Cao laughed, holding his hand and left the shop. Wait, I'll go and haggle with him again. Lu Shu was unwilling in his heart. He was annoyed as he still wanted to buy it as a gift for Ah Cao. No need, that calligraphy is fake. Shen Cao said. Really? Yeah. Good, just as I thought. He's a deceitful merchant. Or maybe the shopkeeper himself was deceived. I already warned him, but he prefers to believe what he wants to believe. Then let's forget about him. But who exactly is this Master Shen? Could it be the magistrate Shen we know? Lu Shu asked. No, he's Master Shen from the Hanlin Academy. Oh, I don't know him, Lu Shu said. You scared me. I thought it was that persistent magistrate Shen. Although they share the same surname, they might not be related at all. Yeah, just a coincidence. After wandering around for a while, the two returned to the shop and found that the girl had already left. My skills aren't good enough. I couldn't cover up her birthmark completely, it was just lightly concealed, Zhang Moshan sighed. But the girl said she would come again next time. Is she still so wary? Lu Shu asked. It's a bit better now. I've been mentioning you to her. Next time, you should come and try, Zhang Moshan suggested. Okay. As night fell, Zhang Moyang arranged a carriage for them, making it much more convenient to come and go. Once they were home, Lu Shu hung the portrait Shen Cao had drawn for him on the wall, placing it side by side with the one he had drawn of Shen Cao, himself. He observed for a moment and clicked his tongue. Originally thinking his own drawing was decent, the direct comparison made it clear why Shen Hui had called this one a ghostly talisman upon seeing it. Go take a bath, Shen Cao said, already refreshed from his bath. Passing by him, Lu Shu suddenly grabbed his arm. Why do you smell so good? Lu Shu sniffed from his shoulder to his neck, then licked his Adam's apple. Shen Cao's body stiffened momentarily, his breath seeming to stop, and he looked up at him. It's too hot. I'm going to take another bath. Shen Cao turned away abruptly and left. The next moment, Lu Shu reminded him, Ah Cao, you're clumsy. Shen Cao hesitated for a moment, adjusted his stride, and walked away quickly out of his line of sight. After they had both bathed and prepared, it was getting late. They lay down on the bed almost simultaneously. Shen Cao, let's sleep early. Lu Shu, and make the most of our time. Shen Cao glanced sideways. What? Before he could finish speaking, the other turned over and lay on top of him, held his face in both hands and kissed him for a while. Then he lowered his head to kiss his neck and instinctively pulled at his belt. Suddenly, Lu Shu was pinned down by a strong force. In the next moment, everything spun around and the two exchanged positions. He looked up at Shen Cao, who was breathing heavily, their eyes meeting as they both tried to steady their breath. In the faint candlelight, Lu Shu stared into his deep, unreadable eyes, as if trying to draw him in. But after waiting for a long time, Shen Cao still seemed to be restraining some emotional surge. Turning his head, he glanced at Shen Cao's slightly trembling arm and smiled, embracing his shoulders and whispering in his ear, "Why are you holding back?" As if releasing a floodgate, Shen Cao loosened the hands that had been supporting his body, embraced him tightly, took a deep breath and in a hoarse voice that was suppressed with emotion, spoke, "Don't say anything." Lu Shu suddenly felt a sting from somewhere, just about to speak when Shen Cao let go of his hand, abruptly lay back down. Lu Shu silently smiled. Ah Cao is so shy. He'd embarrass him to death on their wedding night, he. He held Shen Cao's hand and very considerately said, "It's okay, Ah Cao, I'll wait until you're ready." After a long time, Shen Cao gradually calmed down, playing with his fingers, and finding no response from the other, he turned his head to see Lu Shu had already fallen asleep. As the candle was about to burn out, he gently rolled over, staring at the peaceful sleeping face, his eyes full of indescribable tenderness. He whispered softly, "It won't be long." Before he finished speaking, the other kicked him hard in his dream and quite forcefully. Shen Cao. End chapter. Dandy escapes from marriage. Chapter 45. After adding more staff, the Rouge Pavilion gradually got on track, with customers filling the place every day. Apart from the popularity of their rouge, there were always 3 or 4 men helping out in the shop, young Master Zhang who were introducing products, a young man who just wander around seemingly doing nothing, Master K who were collecting money, and occasionally a young monk dropping by. They were quite the eye candy. Especially when it came time to pay, just looking at those handsome faces made handing over money a pleasure. "I'm asking you, why haven't you found an accountant yet?" Seeing the group of girls surrounding Shen Cao, Lu Shu angrily went to Zhang Moyang, scolding him for his inefficiency. "There's nothing I can do. There aren't many literate accountants around here, and those who are, already have jobs. It's really hard to find someone immediately." Zhang Moyang glanced at Shen Cao and chuckled. "Besides, having Cao Shen here attracts so many customers. You should be happy." "Happy? I'm so happy I want to twist your head off and use it as a wine jug." "Hey, speaking of wine, how long has it been since we had a drink? Want to go?" Zhang Moyang asked. "No. With this situation, how can I relax?" Lu Shu pointed at Shen Cao, who was surrounded by admirers. "Do you really not trust him?" Zhang Moyang teased. "Are you two tied together for life and can't be apart for a moment?" Lu Shu thought about it. It seemed to make sense. If Ah Cao couldn't resist such a slight temptation, he didn't deserve his affection. But let's forget about drinking. Let's go see how things are going with Chen Yinglian. "All right." Chen Yinglian was one of the new hires. When she heard that they were hiring for the shop opening, she signed up herself. According to her, even though she had got enough from Fang Qiang to retire comfortably, who would complain about having more money? Going back to her family would mean hunting again, and since she was tired of it, she might as well do something else. So, she joined the ranks of flower pickers. She was familiar with the terrain and vegetation in the mountains, and if she encountered game, she could easily catch some meat. The two rode horses outside the city and saw a luxurious carriage approaching the city gate from afar. The carriage was extremely luxurious, capable of accommodating at least 8 to 10 people at a time. The carriage was made of golden nanwood, and the fabric used was the finest Jiangnan silk, sturdy, durable, beautiful, and not easily permeable. Ordinary families couldn't afford it. The carriage swaggered past them and the two stopped by the side, watching it enter the city. Suddenly, Zhang Moyang reacted sharply. "That looks like the carriage of the Jinling Lu family. When I was young, my father and I returned from Jinling and the Lu family arranged a carriage for us. We rode in a carriage just like that. It must be someone from the Lu family. I need to inform my father first." Zhang Moyang turned back and hurried back into the city. Lu Shu, who remained still standing there, changed expressions several times. Finally, he sped up and followed the carriage, and the horse pulling the carriage suddenly neighed. The passers-by were all attracted by the grand carriage, very curious about who was inside. At this moment, the carriage suddenly stopped and a stunningly beautiful woman, whose age was indiscernible, stepped out. She looked around as if searching for someone but found nothing. Then, she lifted the curtain and a snowy white dog suddenly jumped out. "Go find your master." The dog sniffed around and suddenly dashed through the crowd, running wildly until it finally found its owner in a dead-end alley, wagging its tongue and rubbing against its owner's legs. Hoo! Lu Fugui, I missed you so much." Lu Shu squatted down and patted its head. It lay down, exposing its belly. Lu Shu rubbed it more and more happily, a smile of joy spreading across his face. Did you miss me? It missed you so much it nearly tore down the house, a sharp female voice came from the alley. Mom! Lu Shu stood up and rushed over to hug her. Hoo. I missed you too. How have you been? And what do you think? Lu Yuezhua bit her teeth. Lu Shu laughed awkwardly, let go of her hand and looked at her for a while as he sighed in his heart with guilt. You lost weight. Nonsense, I've gained 3 pounds, all on my belly. Lu Yuezhua was so angry that she pinched her belly. No. Mom, are you pregnant? I already have you. I've told you 100 times, giving birth to you was hard enough. I'd rather die than have another one. All right, no more babies then. Mom, did you come from Jinling? Are you here for business? Did Dad come with you? Lu Shu asked. Lu Yuezhua's eyes narrowed, and her beautiful features suddenly exuded authority. Did you forget that you ran away from home? Oh, right. It's all Lu Fugui's fault for making me drop my guard, Lu Shu said, quickly fanning her. Mom, it's been a tough journey. Let's find a place to sit and talk. So, the mother and son went straight to the most expensive restaurant in town, with maids waiting outside. Inside, the dog roamed around the room before lying down quietly at Lu Shu's feet and falling asleep. Mom, how did you know I was here? Your picture is posted all over Huai Prefecture. What? They say you helped defeat bandits, and they put up posters for people to admire. The Lu family has some shops in Huai Prefecture and a shopkeeper there wrote to say that they saw your picture. So, I came to check for myself. Lu Shu silently cursed Shen Huai for his well-meaning actions. The town had also put up their posters as commendations, but soon after the new county magistrate took over, those were covered by new announcements. He thought only the townspeople knew about it, but it turned out people in Huai Prefecture did, too. You're not here to drag me back for a wedding, are you? Lu Shu asked, voicing his biggest fear. If you didn't want to get married, why didn't you just tell me directly? Why sneak out? Lu Yuezhua looked at him angrily, assessing him up and down. Look at you. Did you even take any travel money? I did, but it got robbed by bandits, Lu Shu said, straightening his clothes and feeling embarrassed. But when he caught sight of the patched sleeve, the shame faded and he smiled. I may look shabby but I'm doing well. How well? Lu Yuezhua asked. After living it up in Jinling, did you came to this remote place to suffer? Not at all. I'm trying to grow my own food, though it hasn't been successful. I chop wood, do laundry, and try to run a small business. Lu Shu said, I'm busy every day and though I'm poor, I don't feel any hardship. Even if there is, I just get through it and I'm full of hope for the future. Lu Yuezhua was surprised, pinching his cheeks to examine him closely. Are you really my precious son? As real as it gets. Impossible. When you were 17, your birthday wish was to be a freeloader for life. That was 17-year-old me. Now I'm 17 and a half. Hearing this number, Lu Yuezhua's expression grew serious. She took his hand and said solemnly, Xiao Wu, come back and get married. Why? Mom, you've always supported me. You never stopped me from doing anything. Why are you so insistent about this? Lu Shu's face turned sad. He had always lived freely, but the most restricting thing was now being forced upon him, making his parents' pressure unbearable. Xiao Wu, you're almost 18. 18? So what if I'm 18? My new life has just begun. Lu Shu saw his mother's expression grow heavier and heavier. Realizing something, he asked in disbelief, wait a minute, Mom, you don't actually believe that fortune teller who said I wouldn't live past 18, do you? Lu Yuezhua said nothing, confirming his suspicion. Mom, he was just talking nonsense. How could you take him seriously? What if he's right? What if what he said is true? Lu Yuezhua raised her head, her eyes red. Even if he was just talking nonsense, I can't take chances with your life. Mom, Lu Shu heard her hoarse voice, feeling as if his heart was being squeezed, full of pain. He had never seen his mother cry before, never. It's just marriage. If the relationship doesn't work out, you can divorce after a couple of years. You love visiting brothels, don't you? After you divorce, I'll redeem all the girls you like to be your wives and concubines. Lu Yuezhi raised her voice. No, no, no. Lu Shu quickly stopped her. I have a pure friendship with them, just like you and Madame Wang. We have sisterly affection. It's the same thing. Lu Shu lowered his head. Lu Yuezhi, ... Lu Yuezhi wiped away her tears and asked incredulously, are you still a virgin? Yes. Lu Yuezhi gasped. Mom, do you have some kind of misunderstanding about me? Is it just my misunderstanding? The entire Jinling has misunderstood you. Think about it, you started visiting brothels at 12 and now you're 17 and a half, and you're still a virgin. Is that reasonable? Lu Yuezhi didn't know what expression to put on. Suddenly, her face changed and she lowered her voice to ask, I'm your mother, tell me honestly, is there something wrong with your body? Lu Shu, it's not a physical problem, it's a psychological one. Oh dear, psychological problems can lead to physical problems. You need to have some confidence in yourself. Lu Yuezhi encouraged. Lu Shu, no, I actually like men. Lu Yuezhi, it's not just liking men, you said what? When did you start liking men? Why didn't you ever mention it? Recently. Then why did you run away? If you like men, why don't you want to get married? Even though the Shen family is powerful, that Shen lad isn't the kind to bully others. He's gentle and easygoing, can't even beat you and he's easy to get along with. Lu Yuezhi was relieved. How do you know he can't beat me? Lu Shu asked. You guys fought before. Lu Shu, ... You and your poor memory. Lu Yuezhi poked his forehead, you forgot. When you were 4, I took you to the capital to check him out. This was originally a verbal promise from Madame Shen, so I thought it best to see early on. If he turned out to be a bad kid, there'd be no need for this. But who knew he was so smart and adorable and you, being unreasonable, fought with him. So, the bookish kid I fought in the capital was him. Lu Shu suddenly understood. Yes, I secretly asked you afterwards if you wanted to marry him in the future. You said you really wanted to and wanted to fight with him every day. Mom, that was when I was 4. What did I know back then? Lu Yuezhi said, a child's nature is evident early on. I've seen many people and rarely been wrong. Trust me, this kid has been well behaved since he was little. With the teachings of Master Shen and Madame Shen, his character can't be too bad. Moreover, he was already a cute child, so he must be good looking now. He's from a scholarly family with a bright future. Come back with me, we'll go to the capital and see him. Then you can. No, I won't go or see him, Lu Shu said solemnly, Mom, I have someone I like. Really? Really, his surname is K. Lu Yuezhi raised an eyebrow, fine, then we'll send him a betrothal gift right away. Really? Lu Shu was overjoyed. Yes, after you marry the Shen lad, we'll bring Mr. K into the family. Or keep him outside for a few years, then bring him in after you divorce, Lu Yuezhi said. Lu Shu had a headache. Mom, I'm serious. I want to spend my life with him. Are you crazy? I don't believe in fate. I do, Lu Yuezhi said. I only have one son. For the past decade or so, I've worked so hard to expand the Lu family business to this scale. That's the only way I could have a say in front of your father, fearlessly face the fights in the inner courtyard, and allow you to grow up free and unrestrained. If you were really gone, what would I do? I won't, Lu Shu held her hand and repeatedly assured her. "Mom, don't worry. I'll eat, sleep, and take care of myself well. I'll eat plenty of vegetables and meat and live a healthy life." Seeing that Lu Yuezhi was still unmoved, he lowered his eyes and said, "Mom, if I can't marry the one I love, even if I keep living, what's the difference from being dead? The pain and regret would last a lifetime." Lu Yuezhi was silent for a long time before slowly raising her head. "What's his name?" "Cao Shen." "Cao Shen?" For a moment, Lu Yuezhi felt a vague sense of familiarity with the name. After thinking for a while, she remembered that the name was mentioned in a letter from the shopkeeper who reported that one of the people who succeeded in suppressing the bandits was Cao Shen, who had personally led the troops. Given that he could lead troops and suppress bandits, Lu Yuezhi immediately envisioned a tall, burly man with a scruffy beard and a sweaty smell. "I'll meet him first." "Don't tell him I'm your mother," Lu Yuezhi said. "Sure, you'll definitely like him." Lu Yuezhi was non-committal. "Lead the way." Lu Shu thought for a moment and then suddenly said, "But before you meet him, you need to disguise yourself. He doesn't know that I'm Lu Shu. He only knows me as a poor lad named Xiao Wu. I look too much like you, so he'll recognize us if we stand together." Lu Yuezhi gave him an approving look. At least he knew to hide his family background, which meant that this lad wasn't after his wealth. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. "Is this how you disguised me?" Lu Yuezhi looked at her simple outfit in the mirror, with deliberately darkened skin and a headscarf, feeling quite angry. "Give me back my beauty. Just for a while, bear with it." Lu Yuezhi's eyes were fierce. When she opened the door, a few maidservants were startled and were about to call her madam, but she stopped them. Lu Yuezhi gritted her teeth and said, "Don't call me madam here, call me big sister." "Maidservants, ... Lu Shu suppressed his laughter and led her towards the shop. On the way, they happened to meet the bamboo weaver, who had 2 children with him. "Big brother," Lu Shu greeted him. The bamboo weaver saw him and his expression relaxed a bit. He smiled at Lu Shu. "Xiao Wu." Lu Yuezhi's eyes slowly widened as she looked at the tall, burly man with a scruffy beard and a sweaty smell. She felt extremely complicated and blurted out, "So you're the old guy who seduced my good son's soul away? And you have 2 kids?" Bamboo weaver, ... Lu Shu, ... End chapter. Dandy escapes from marriage. Chapter 46. Lu Yuezhi stared at the bamboo weaver, her face filled with sorrow. She thought to herself, how could my son's preferences become so bizarre? But then upon further thought, perhaps Xiao Wu just liked this kind of rugged masculinity. It wasn't impossible. That would explain why Xiao Wu wasn't interested in the handsome young master Shen from the Shen family. Just as she was mentally preparing herself, Lu Shu hurriedly interjected, "It's not him. He's just a neighbor." "Well, that's good, that's good." Lu Yuezhi quickly patted her chest, feeling relieved. The bamboo weaver glanced around cautiously and asked Lu Shu, "Who is this?" Lu Shu was about to reply when his mother blurted out, "I'm also his neighbor, his former neighbor." The bamboo weaver nodded at her, then made up an excuse and quickly left with his 2 children to avoid social interactions. "You? My neighbor?" Lu Shu turned to look at his own mother. "Since we've disguised ourselves to this extent, let's see it through," Lu Yuezhi said. Lu Shu could tell from her eager expression that she couldn't wait to play along. He couldn't help but give her a thumbs up. "You're amazing, esteemed Madame Lu." "Madame Lu? I'm just Lu Myron here," Lu Yuezhi retorted with a glare. "Myron it is," Lu Shu respectfully replied. After they had walked a little further, they ran into Zhang Moyang who was coming towards them. "Xiao Wu." Zhang Moyang rushed over, hooking his arm around Lu Shu's shoulder and pulling him into a corner. He lowered his voice and asked, "Have you seen which inn Madame Lu is staying?" "Why? My father wants to invite her to our house as a guest. I don't know, I haven't paid attention. Go find out yourself. Tisk, you're so oblivious. Didn't you follow her carriage? Forget it, I'll go ask around. Zhang Moyang turned away in disdain, then noticed a woman staring at him not far away. The woman took a few steps closer to him. Is your surname K? This question startled Zhang Moyang and he blurted out, Who are you? I'm Lu Myron. Oh, hello, Miss Myron. Zhang Moyang thought her name was Myron and wondered about the family's naming conventions. He thought if he had a daughter, he might name her Myron and everyone would have to call her that. Lu Yuezhou laughed and turned to Lu Shu. This kid has such a sweet tongue and looks decent. Is he the one? No, his surname is Zhang, Lu Shu sighed. Do you know each other? Zhang Moyang asked in surprise, looking between them. This is my former neighbor, Lu Shu smoothly introduced. Oh, I've heard so much about you, Zhang Moyang immediately replied. What have you heard about me? Did Xiao Wu mention me to you? Lu Yuezhou asked. Zhang Moyang, not really, it's just polite words. Why would you take it seriously? Lu Yuezhou laughed. Well, you two continue talking. I'll go find Madame Lu, Zhang Moyang said and went off to inquire at various inns. Who is he looking for? Lu Yuezhou asked Lu Shu in confusion. Lu Shu briefly explained the connection between the Zhang family and the Lu family and asked, Do you remember him? How many people do I meet every day? How could I possibly remember everyone? If I can't remember, it means their business is just average, Lu Yuezhou said coldly and nobly. But since he's a new friend of yours, I can spare some time to meet him. As they spoke, they arrived at the rouge shop. Lu Shu said, He's inside, let's go. Wait, come up with a way to get him out. I want to meet him alone, Lu Yuezhou instructed mysteriously. What are you going to do? Lu Shu asked warily. What, are you afraid I'll eat him up? Go on, I'll watch out for you, Lu Yuezhou said. By now, there were fewer customers in the shop. Shen Cao put down his pen and saw Lu Shu returning. He walked over and sniffed him then said in satisfaction. Looks like you didn't go drinking with Zhang Moyang, again. Lu Shu smiled awkwardly. It was a close call, he almost went drinking. Zhang Moyang went to handle other matters. How about you come with me to see Chen Yinglian? Lu Shu suggested. Shen Cao glanced at Zhang Moshan in the shop, and Zhang Moshan nodded. Go ahead, I can handle things here. Great, let's go then. Shen Cao naturally took his hand, and the two of them walked out of the shop door together. Lu Shu scanned around but couldn't see where his mother had gone. He continued walking for a while until he spotted Mrs. Lu hurrying towards him. Accidentally, she bumped into Shen Cao without lifting her head, quickly apologized and then swiftly moved away. Shen Cao watched her depart and as he looked back, he noticed a gold ingot on the ground. Picking it up, he asked, Did that lady just drop this? Yeah, smirked Lu Shu, a smile tugging at his mouth. It's hers. Miss, please wait. Shen Cao turned and hurried after her, but the lady was surprisingly fast. It took him a while to catch up. Miss, you dropped something. Oh, thank you. Mrs. Lu turned back, took the ingot and as she lifted her head, she froze. Sir, you have such a handsome appearance. Shen Cao smiled modestly, bid her farewell and then turned back to find Lu Shu. However, Lu Shu informed him there was no need to seek Chen Yinglian anymore as she had other matters to attend to alone and asked him to return to the shop first. In a narrow alley, mother and son quietly discussed. My dear child, he's truly handsome. Mrs. Lu raised her thumb. No wonder. My son, you have good taste. Of course. He's my 1 in a million treasure. And honest too. Not bad, not bad. Now you must trust in his character, right? Lu Shu couldn't help but feel proud. Not yet. That's just an appetizer earlier. I haven't served the main course, yet. What main course? Never mind. My people are already on it. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Back at the shop, Lu Shu was startled to see a group of elegantly dressed women surrounding Shen Cao, flirting with him and about to touch his cheek, which startled Lu Shu greatly. Ladies, please restrain yourselves. Shen Cao suddenly stood up, his face turning serious. If you're here for rouge, you can ask young Miss Zhang. I'm only in charge of the accounts here. Why is master so serious? When you're free, come to Drunken Fragrance Pavilion, drinks on us, the lead woman winked at him. I'm sorry, but I'm not interested, Shen Cao said expressionlessly. Seeing his serious demeanor, the women laughed and left teasingly. Rubbing his forehead, Shen Cao couldn't help but urge Zhang Moshan, when will your brother hire an accountant? He's working on it, Zhang Moshan said with some guilt. If not, I can do it. Just as Lu Shu relaxed, several disreputable men entered one after another, heading straight for Shen Cao. Lu Shu immediately guessed who was behind this and was about to find his mother when a shallow shadow fell suddenly, blocking the sunlight on his face. Are you here to watch the show? Shen Cao smiled at him. What should I do? Shen Cao pondered, hold my hand, hug me, or kiss me. Lu Shu burst into laughter and was about to lean in for a kiss when Shen Cao suddenly covered his mouth, laughing, intimate matters shouldn't be seen by these people. Shen Cao turned to the miscreant men and said, please leave. No matter who sent you or what your purpose is, please don't come again, or we'll have to involve the authorities. The men left disgruntledly and Shen Cao released his grip, bending down to kiss Lu Shu. Lu Shu grinned and asked curiously. How did you know they were sent by someone? What if, like me, they were simply enchanted by your beauty? They were too organized and purposeful, Shen Cao replied. Exactly, exactly, Lu Shu nodded repeatedly. In the evening, as the two prepared to return to the village, Lu Shu still had his mother on his mind. He made up an excuse to sneak away from Shen Cao and went to find his birth mother secretly. Lu Yuezhi was already comfortably seated in the inn, back to her usual self. Seeing him arrive, she closed the door and said, this lad is not bad. Just not bad. Lu Shu panted, sitting down and taking a few sips of tea. Mom, speak from your heart. I don't have that thing. Then swear on your beautiful face. All right, he's indeed outstanding. He's worthy of you, all right. Lu Shu proudly propped up his legs. Of course, didn't I tell you that Ah Cao is the best in the world? Is he treating you well? Yes, when I was at my lowest, he took me in. He shared half of what he had to eat at home with me. He didn't mind my clumsiness, even though I broke things in his house. I caused him quite a bit of trouble, but you know what? He never got angry with me because of these things. How can someone have such a good temper? Lu Shu couldn't help but marvel. Lu Yuezhi pressed on, then what does he get angry about? Going to the gambling den, visiting the brothel, but I've changed. I haven't been to those places in almost half a year. Lu Shu said, hardly believing it himself. You should have told me earlier. Lu Yuezhi raised an eyebrow, a satisfied smile on her face. You've been transformed so well. I should thank him properly. What does he like? He likes calligraphy and painting. Goodness, why didn't you say so earlier? Lu Yuezhi slapped the table. I love cultured and refined men the most. Who knows how many times better he is than Lao Lu? Ahem, Mom, watch it. He's the man I love, not someone you're choosing to like. Ah, what a pity. Lu Yuezhi waved her hand grandly, all right, I'll send him 10 sets, no, 8 sets of Hu brushes, ink, rice paper and inkstone. These won't cost much. What else does he like? Recently, he seems to be interested in farming. What? He can even farm? Lu Yuezhou covered her chest. Farming is good, it shows he's down to earth, hardworking, and strong. Mom. Alright, let's talk business. He likes farming, right? Then I'll give him 100 acres of good land, let him farm as much as he wants. Lu Yuezhou declared boldly. What else does he like? He used to like collecting medicinal herbs and studying medicine. What? Lu Yuezhou stood up straight from her chair. You honestly tell me, is there anything he can't do? He can't give birth. Oh, right. Lu Yuezhou sat back down with a sigh. How is his medical skill? He's treated dozens of patients, and they all recovered. Lu Yuezhou nodded approvingly and asked, what else does he like? He likes me. Lu Shu blushed shyly. In that case, let's start with your betrothal gifts. Lu Shu looked at her expectantly. Let's settle your betrothal gifts first. All of what we've discussed counts towards it. We'll see if we need to add 10,000 taels of gold, jewelry, and gems later. Lu Shu's face brightened. Mom, do you agree to our relationship? What about the engagement with the Shen family? Let me think about it. After a while and unable to resist, Lu Shu asked, Mom, have you made up your mind yet? Not yet. What exactly are you thinking about? I'm thinking, Lu Yuezhou looked at him slowly and admiringly. You really are my son. We have exactly the same taste. Mom. Lu Shu hummed. It's a shame a grown man shouldn't stay long. You're already married to someone else without even having a wedding, leaving your birth mother here. Lu Yuezhou whimpered, wiping the tears that hadn't come out with a handkerchief. Aren't you going to the Zhangs for dinner tonight? Lu Shu reminded her. Oh, right. Then hurry up and leave, Lu Yuezhou waved her hand. Lu Shu quickly rolled away, taking Lu Fugui with him before leaving. Back at the shop, Lu Fugui immediately started barking wildly at Zhang Moyang by the door. Woof! 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 Zhang Moyang, where did this dog come from? What's its name? Lu Shu, its name is Fugui. Zhang Moyang, I didn't ask what you named it, I'm asking what it's barking. Lu Shu, its name is Fugui. Zhang Moyang. Where did you get this from? Shen Cao walked over and asked. Found it by the roadside, probably abandoned by someone, it stuck to me as soon as it saw me, Lu Shu said, patting Fugui's head and silently thinking, you don't understand, you're just a 3-year-old child, you don't understand anything. Fugui stuck out its tongue and licked his hand, which seemed quite affectionate to outsiders. It's so white. Was it really abandoned by someone else? Zhang Moyang squatted down. Curious to touch its head, but as soon as he touched it, Fugui barked at him. Why is it so fierce? Zhang Moyang immediately withdrew his hand. Shen Cao also wanted to touch it but was afraid it wouldn't like him, so his hand hesitated and retracted halfway. Seeing this, Lu Shu picked up Fugui. Come on, you touch it. Shen Cao cautiously reached out and touched its soft head. Fugui sniffed and then licked his palm with its tongue. Shen Cao was taken aback, a smile hanging on his lips. Why isn't this dog fierce to him? Zhang Moyang was unconvinced. Of course, because Shen Cao smells like family to Fugui, Lu Shu chuckled. Because we're family. Fugui softly barked twice. Lu Shu leaned in to listen attentively, nodding solemnly as if listening to something important. What did it say? Shen Cao couldn't help but ask with a smile. It said you are my destined one. Is that so? Let me hear. Shen Cao also leaned in. How was it, did you hear? Yeah, it also wants me to cherish you, Shen Cao replied. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Zhang Moyang was annoyed and grabbed Zhang Moshan to head out. We're not playing with idiots, let's go home and meet the guests. End chapter.